life change if you could always get what you want?
Dramatically.
When I was 9, I danced in a practice group of a Ukrainian folk dance ensemble. I danced for only 3 months, but I had already decided to become a professional dancer. I wish you'd been there with me in one of those classes, so that you could hear a piano playing in the corner, smell the wood from the polished parquet, and see my 26-year-old teacher Helen walking back and forth. When she went forth, I tried to do my grand plie really hard. Nice plie, Andrii. Great progress. Moments later, when she came back, I tried to do my fence move really hard. Straighten your legs a little bit more, Andrii, but otherwise much better. The more she praised me, the harder I tried. The harder I tried, the more she praised me. And I felt successful. By the end of the year, we had an audition. 4 dancers out of 30 were supposed to join the performing group. An essential step towards the big stage. This was also the first time I invited my mom to see how I danced. Parents and my mom would sit on the right side of the room, on the left side of the room, and judges on the right. I tried to do my grand plie really hard. I looked at the judges. They had stone faces. I looked at my mom. She smiled. Then I tried to do my fence move really hard. I looked at the judges. Stone face again. I looked at my mom. An even bigger smile. Then I tried to do my gone with mom move. I looked at the judges. I looked at my mom. By the end of the audition, all 30 of us eagerly waited for the results to be announced. And by the time judges came to the 4th and final name, you could almost cut the tension in the room. I knew I will be selected. But I wasn't. I dressed myself, exited the building, and stopped. I couldn't believe this had happened to me. I felt devastated, and I didn't know what to do. My mom approached me and said, "Andrii, don't worry about that audition. You'll have plenty of auditions in your life. Be a man. You hold your destiny in your hands, and you can make it as you want." I did what any 90-year-old man would do in my place. I cried. My mom tried to calm me down, parents of other kids tried to calm me down, but I cried even harder. Finally, Helen came out and asked, "Andrii, why are you crying?" "I want so badly to dance in the performing group. Dancing means so much to me." Unknown to me, Helen went to the head trainers. And she convinced them to put me in the performing group. And they did. But under one condition. I had to both attend a practice and the performing group. In the performing group, you've made it if you got to perform a solo. That was my goal too. For the entire year, I was dancing with dancers who started when they were just 4. But I didn't perform on stage. At all. One day, our head trainer, Vladimir, approached us and said, "Today we are going to experiment a little bit with our Gutsulski dance. And in addition to 20 couples on stage, we will also have 3 musicians who will imitate playing musical instruments and will energetically dance entertaining along the way." He gave the contrabass role to Dmitri, one of the oldest and most experienced dancers in our group. Dmitri stepped up and said, I won't do this. Give me a real dancer's role in one of those 20 couples and I'll take it. But I won't be a clown. Then Vladimir asked us, who wants to be a clown? And I was the only one who volunteered. He showed me how to improvise with this musical instrument. He taught me one of the best moves with it. I tried it, I experimented, and I love this role far better than any other stage role I could only imagine. 3 months later, after a big concert in Kiev Conservatorium, mother of one of the dancers approached us in the dressing room and said, the highlight of the entire dance were these 3 musicians. And the highlight of these 3 musicians was you, Andrii, with the contrabass. I didn't pass an audition from the first attempt, but I didn't leave silently. I was never given a solo role in my dance group, but with the help of my trainer, I turned a supporting role into a solo one. I didn't get what I wanted in a way I wanted, but I didn't let the circumstances affect my life. If you don't pass an audition from the first attempt, it doesn't mean you can become a really good dancer. If you don't get an offer from Google after your job interview, it doesn't mean you can become a good programmer. And if your wife laughs at you when you practice your Toastmaster speech, it doesn't mean you can become a good speaker. If my children are upset because they didn't get what they wanted from the first attempt, I'll tell them what my mother once told me. Never observe your life from the sidelines, son. Take control over circumstances. Make the most from the opportunities.